For our Penny Lab experiment, we're trying to determine if there's a correlation between penny brightness and the year the penny was minted.
So right now we're organizing the pennies into a line, onto a grid, that way we can take a picture of it. We are also organizing them that way the heads are all pointing in the same direction, that way we can find a common spot on all the pennies that are the same that have the same amount of lighting on them.
So next we are recording the years we see on the pennies just to see if there's a correlation between the color of the penny and the year.
So 1989, 1996, 1996.
Okay, so I'm going to take a picture of the coins so we can put it on a computer and get the red values. And when you take the picture, you want to make sure that you're not blocking any of the overhead light and that the flash is also off.
Alright, so what I do now is I open the photo that Patrick took in Photoshop, zoom it out to a proper level, and then use the Apple Digital Color Meter utility to determine how much red is in each coin, and then I record that into a spreadsheet. And what we're doing there is basically trying to figure out how bright the coins are. Alright, so I'm going through and finding the amount of red in each coin. So I basically can hover over a coin, go in the exact center, set the aperture size right here in Digital Color Meter so it covers most of the coin. I can see here that it has a red value of 183. So I would record that in my spreadsheet, move over to this coin, go in the same place on the coin, the red value is 110, and so on and so forth with all of the coins.
As you can see from the data, we have a wide spread of years that are represented by our penny data, and that way we can see a wide spread of years incorporated that have different penny colors for them. And there's only a couple of peaks in this histogram plot, so we only have a couple of concentrated years.
So in this graph, where we plot color versus year, we can see that there's not really a trend throughout the whole thing. However, before a certain point, you can see that it's pretty stagnant. And then there's a certain point where it starts increasing, where as the year increases, the brightness of the pennies increase.
So we did a little research to make more sense of our data to sort of determine why there's a change from it being stagnant to it being a direct relationship. And we actually found out that in 1982, which is the point of change in our graph, the composition of the coins changed from a large percentage of copper to a large percentage in zinc.
As you can see here in this photo, the first 5 pennies are pre-1982, and they're all roughly the same brightness. Then after those first 5 pennies, we get to the post-1982 era, and the pennies are arranged in order of increasing year, and you can see that as we move to the right, the brightness is increasing, which is consistent with the plot we showed you earlier.